Hi guys, and welcome back to Gardening with Creations by DX & Co. Today we're going to be talking about propagating roses from cuttings that were once in a bouquet at the store. So let's get started. Okay, so we're trying to propagate roses from cuttings that were a bouquet that you purchased at a grocery store or supermarket, something like that, right? So the idea behind it is that they were a gift or something like that. They're starting to die off. Can you actually propagate a rose bush that would actually grow roots, and then you'd be able to plant it out in your yard and reproduce that pretty rose right there? So what we're going to do today is try that out. I've chosen 4 random rose stems. You can see they're no longer in, part of a bush or anything. I've chosen these 4 random ones, and I've chosen to use these style trays. They're much deeper, longer, as you can see. Maybe not quite long enough for this project, but we'll give it a try. I'm using compost in there, soil that I'm going to try to root these in. Now you could definitely use potting soil. I've seen people do that in the past in some other videos with when they're trying to propagate cuttings, things like that. I'm going to be using compost because I happen to have some in a bucket that I had brought in from outside in this fall, so I just thought I'd reuse it and see how well it would work for this. I'm also growing other things in that, so I know the compost is good, but I figured this would be a great method for trying that as well. So this one in particular is like a pink purple rose. So the first thing you want to do when you get something like this is actually find the leaves. You actually want to leave the leaves on, or a lot of people do, and just go ahead, and I know it's so sad, but just cut that rose right off the top there. Alright, and this leaf's actually kind of fallen off, so I'm taking that one off. I'm going to leave this other one on though. And then what you're looking for along the stem of this rose, you see some nodes, right? These are different. A lot of times the node is actually where the roots grow out. So just kind of gauging this. I don't mind that these stick up a little ways. So that node right there, I think is what I want. Actually, I think I'm going to go for this node right here on this. So I'm going to go for that node right there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut just below that node. I like to cut on a 45. The reason I'm cutting on a 45 is, yeah, it should help with root growth out of that node and so on and so forth, but more importantly, I'm cutting on a 45 so that I can poke it into my soil a little bit easier. So I've got that cut right there. I'm just going to find the center of my compost, and I'm going to go down. I'm not going to go down all the way to the bottom because obviously that's where I want the roots to grow, but I want to get a good contact with that soil there. So let's go ahead and do the next one. Again, just cutting the top off, finding the node that I think would be best. You can see this milky white stuff on the stem here. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe it off, but that's from being in the water and already starting to kind of deteriorate. So we either got to these just in time, or these will be absolutely no good. That's why they call it an experiment, right? So I'm going to go ahead and keep those leaves on there on this one. And one more. So most of your stem cuttings, hardwood stem cuttings like this, you're going to want to cut below a node so they have area to grow out. So there we have it. We've got 4 potential new rose bushes. And if this works, we can start to go to the store and see if there's any others that we can purchase that we would like to have rose bushes. So we'll see. There's definitely no guarantees with this. A lot of people would recommend you buy a good root growth hormone and dip it in that before you actually put it in your soil like this, but I like to experiment without the extras, if you will. So we're going to give this a try. We'll see how it does. I'll do a follow-up video in the future for you guys. Maybe in a couple weeks, a month, we'll see if we're actually getting any root or some new leaf growth here. But I wanted to take you guys along for the journey here. So I know this is a very quick, short video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. That's how you would grow rose bushes from cuttings, regardless if you actually cut them off of a rose bush and then came home and did this project, or came inside and did this project, or if you buy them from a store-bought, or you buy them from a farmer's market, whatever the case may be, this is how you can propagate roses from cuttings. So I'm hoping this experiment works. I really like the color of these roses. We'll see how true to color they actually stay. Appreciate you guys taking the time and watching, and I hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying your gardens.